Hello everyone, Darren here, and welcome back to episode 9 of my Total War Warhammer 2 Vampire Coast Let's Play as Luthor Harkon. Remember as always to check the description to find a playlist and any other relevant information such as the mods I'm using, the music, or my PC specs. Episodes of this series are posted on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and as always, please do consider sharing it, liking the videos, or commenting to help the series grow. Now, in the last episode, we really put the pressure on the lizardmen of Itza, finally defeating their powerful, monstrous army and raising multiple settlements along the way. Now, Luthor Harkon and Penny Wake are on the warpath towards the capital itself. Back on the coast, we have the High Elves and Dark Elves seemingly still caught in a bit of a stalemate, trading territories, having light skirmishes here and there. All the while back home, our economy is booming, with several buildings now maxed out, allowing us to finally prepare for a third army and go on an adventure. And that's basically where we left off. If you remember, Luthor Harkon had just gotten done sacking the Sacred Pools, which has earned us a really nice, handsome booty, which I think we'll spend now. So I was having a look over his shipbuilding. I think we can basically upgrade everything he has and get a new chain. So we're going to get a new hull, rather. And there's two different chains. The one on the right basically gives us extra army replenishment, whereas the one on the left trades off some of that replenishment in exchange for a little bit of growth. But the growth is for the province, not actually for his ship. So I don't really feel like it's like that worth it unless you're playing kind of defensive or you plan on keeping him in towns for multiple turns at a time, which I don't. So we're going to go on the right hand side, get the basic wooden hull, rub-a-dub-dub, 200 men in a tub. That's a weird explanation of that one, but there you go. So 4% casualty replenishment rate, I'll take it. Then we're going to upgrade the helm. That's going to further reduce our upkeep to 6% and increase the vampire corruption which we spread that emanates from Luthor. And then of course the anchor, the stone weight. Such things are useful if you don't want to lose the lot, ship, crew, and cargo. Pirate crew growth, so that's the ship growth, you know. Pirate crew growth is increased, and then the experience gain of that army is going to be increased as well. So there we go. So we're after spending like half the money there, but each of these only take a turn, which is awesome. So we can just get moving right away next turn and go for the Sacred Pools, raise it, and then come on down and get moving towards Itza. Meanwhile, we have Penny Wake raiding the territory of Axolotl right now. Settlement we fought over many times in the last couple of episodes. And although she's not getting any money from this raiding, I just decided to put her on that stance because she can't really do anything else. We're not in range of the settlement, even when we're not raiding, and at least this will hurt public order, maybe slow something down a little bit, I don't know. It's better than nothing. She's full strength anyway, so we might as well have her right next to the town, ready to go. Alright, so, and honestly, actually, if we drew that army out, that'd be great too. So she's got a skill that we can give her, Guile and Glamour, I think we'll go for, increasing the vampire corruption that spreads, and actually a little bit of public order as well. Also, Chris, Sir Chris Teliorn, our Gunnery White, also has a skill available. I was going to go with Gunsight. That increases range to 10%, which we've already gotten, but then the armor-piercing missile damage for him, personally, increases with each tier. So tier 3, his armor-piercing missile damage is 40%, which is going to give him basically an increase from 475 up to 509. Quite the strong little rifle that he's got there. And that's essentially it. I don't think we can really do any building elsewhere. We're basically maxed out on the Vampire Coast province. These are all maxed, like I said. We're waiting on growth in the Star Tower and waiting for some buildings to finish elsewhere. Keeping an eye on the High Elves and Dark Elves all the time. And a great comment was pointed out to me in the comments of the previous video, which was, we have all of these treasure maps, all dotted around the world. Really cool, but I was like, man, we can't go out yet until we finally stabilize Lustria, but I'm an idiot. I didn't think of the fact that heroes can actually, which are agents, you know, can actually dig for treasure. Only the lords can actually go out to sea and get treasure at sea, those like islands or whatever you might find. But any agent can actually just go to any region and dig, and these are dig sites. So we could have had someone out here for ages going around finding all these treasures. So I feel really bad that I didn't think of that. No one else even pointed it out. Maybe you thought of it, but just assumed I knew and wasn't doing it for some reason. I don't know. But either way, in a couple of turns, we're going to get a Mourngul Haunter and send them out adventuring around the world. I think we'll go across to where Arkhan the Black used to be, over here, around the coast of Araby. And then probably just, you know, move up the World's Edge Mountains, maybe loop back down towards Ulthuan and make a full round trip of the world. I think it'd be kind of cool to just keep an eye on where they're going and their adventure and see what they see. They'll be sort of our window into what's going on diplomatically on a geopolitical stage, if you will. But it does mean that we can only have one Mourngul Haunter, so we're kind of burning an agent that we could otherwise use in an army, for instance. But I'm sure we'll get another one in the future if we build another building or something. Alright, that's basically it. We have a technology available. I'm going to go with Efficient Necromancy. That's going to reduce the raised dead cost by 25%. Knowing the shortcuts and how best to deploy them saves time when it really counts. Alright, of course we're spending our Infamy to do that. You can actually see Ashok the Bloody is just above us, and he was out here, wasn't he? He has one of the pieces of 8. Oh, I actually don't see him. We could just have a quick look for him. Ashok the Bloody. Yeah, he's just off the coast. Just slightly in the fog of war. So that'll be 2 birds with 1 stone, I guess, if we take him out. Alright, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's end the turn. Well, well, well. The great plan calls for peace, says Gorok, leader of the Itza lizardman tribe, if you will. Obviously not going to accept this, and I find it funny that he says it's all part of the great plan. Yeah, was it part of the plan to get shredded by armor-piercing bullets, torn apart, watch thousands die on the battlefield, and have your settlements razed? All part of the great plan, is it? I don't think so. Alright, this one's really surprising. Faction destroyed the Order of Lore Masters, so the High Elves are gone. Now, I just said at the beginning that they were in a bit of a stalemate. It seemed that way. They had an army, they had their town. The Blessed Dread, the Dark Elves had 2. It didn't seem like it was leaning one way or the other. I mean, we had obviously taken the High Elf capital, setting them back quite significantly, but it didn't look like they were about to lose a town. They weren't under siege, there was no smoke. I had a good look at it. They were in the fog of war, though, and I'm just surprised. I'm just a little confused at who did this. The Blessed Dread owns their town now. But their army's over here. There's no way they could have taken both and moved that far, and they're in that full speed stance. But they've also had a rebellion. Bit of a strange one, and Amanar has attacked down here. So, the interesting... Well, either way, look, they're done. They're gone. Teclis is out. But the interesting thing here now is how this changes things for us. Because without that kind of buffer of them fighting the High Elves, the Blessed Dread may turn on us. However, they do still have to get the full settlement, or the full province, probably, you know, the Headhunters jungle. They might want to go over this way and settle that area. They are at war with Itza, so at least that's something. And now they have this rebellion to contend with, so I'm sure we have some time, but I'm not a fan of this. Boudica. Sailing right past the Star Tower, having a good look in there at what's going on. Speaking of, we can get the meat market. Let's do so. Now, interestingly, Gorok is actually moved into this army. And Axolotl, which was previously ruins, has been settled, which means they're getting a garrison. So it was previously settled, excuse me, but they hadn't actually repaired the ruins, you know, built the base settlement building, which meant they actually had no garrison a moment ago, but I couldn't reach them. There's nothing I could do. But I'm thinking now, if they're going to have that garrison, I might just sit and raid with Pennywake for a turn, and we'll bring Luthor around, and they could just hit it from 2 sides, because they're not going to have anything else. So we'll have to take the Sacred Pools, though, because we can't move past it, so we do have to burn a turn. They are mustering. I'm sure it'll be fine, though, because our 2 armies combined will be okay. If we could draw them out, that'd be great. I just want to separate them from that garrison. Remember, we fought in this town before. The same map is going to appear, and they're just going to sit back. And with that heavy infantry, I can't really use my guns properly, so I'd rather not go through that. If we bring up both armies, we'll have the Queen Bess artillery, and we could just lay waste to them without even having to move in, really. So we'll probably opt for that. Alright, let's go for the Sacred Pools. We've gotten all our buildings upgraded. Awesome. So decisive victory here, no big deal. We lost 241 men, not too bad. 748 gold, not that much, but we'll just raise it. Obviously, we did just sack this place before. See you later. Now, unfortunately, like I said, we can't move, but we should have the movement range to get into range of the town next turn in Forced March to help out Pennywake. And I'd be very surprised if they sally out while they're mustering and stuff, so we'll see what happens there. Alright, so Luthor's actually gotten a new, skill. I was thinking of going for Fractured Mind because Hand Cannon adds missile strength 10% and 20% to the zombie pirate gunnery mob. So 20% further missile strength on those guys would really beef them up like crazy. Of course, now they actually are rank 7. Don't know if I mentioned this in the last episode or if I've just been thinking about it, but it was also pointed out in the comments that ensorcelled weapons only works for rank 7 and above. And I got it before they had that. So they were silver chevroned at the time. Now they're gold. Now they're making good use of that. And you can actually compare the two. We have the one here that's silver chevron. This one here is gold chevron. And the two combined, if we look at the differences, they've got 12 more armor, 3 leadership, 2 melee attack, 1 defense, and 4 extra missile strength. Maybe not that much, but the armor is the big payoff, and that's what you get for the trait. Ensorcelled weapons, armor plus 12 for zombie pirate gunnery mob, and all these other units if they're rank 7 and above. So obviously we want to try and get everyone up to gold chevron. It's the same for these other these are the 3 traits. They do things for various units, but only if they are already high rank. But yeah, great advice that was pointed out in the comments that I didn't actually really clock that. It does say it there though, but I just, for whatever reason, did not notice it. People who watch me play other games will notice that I seemingly have some massive disconnect when reading tooltips. I just miss whole sections. Anyway, Fractured Mind, so we'll get that. It's going to be passive ability, which is Frenzy. That's going to do a bunch of stuff. We won't bother going through it now, but I want Hand Cannon for that extra missile strength, so I have to get there first. Alright, so we're basically just going to burn a turn, sit here. See, we've done our little buildings. Actually, I'm going to get Luthor's hull to be upgraded to level 3 as well. 3,800 casualty replenishment rate is increased even further, so that can prevent him having to run all the way back. We still have a turn before we can get our Mourngul Haunter. Can't see anyone else. Alright, it's end the turn. Oh, we've got a research available. I was thinking, I had to look through this before, after kind of losing place of the one I was thinking about getting. Yeah. Oh no, that's weapon strength. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it. Recruit rank is increased for carronade, mortars, and deck gunner units. Actually, I've got a plan, so I'm going to get that one. Because I want to get some new mortars in the next army. Alright. Let's end the turn.
No leaves that shall stop us.
Alrighty, technology gained, trained gun hands. Practice goes a long way towards preparing a crew for the real thing. Increased armor and the initial recruit rank is going to be increased for mortars, carronade, and deck gunner units. Our personality is taken over. He's now the Mad. His weapon strength is increased. His melee attack is increased. Okay, but he has the attribute Rampage. So he's going to go out of our control if we send him into melee, potentially. Which we'll have to be careful in case that's against Gorok. You don't want to lose control of him when he's in there. He will not win that fight. Sir Chris Tilliorn is also ranked up yet again. I have no idea what we want to get this time. Powder Monkey, maybe. And that's just for him. Reload time reduction 12%. Black powder, missile strength. So we went with the armor piercing missile damage. We could just buff his strength even further. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Up to 530 now. Okay, so luckily they didn't move. They did recruit a little bit more and they're basically back to full strength. So that's 12 plus whatever garrison they have. So 17.
It is your decision.
We'll begin the engagement. Close defeat, it says. So not too bad, but of course if we bring in
Strike now, crewmen.
Luthor from behind, we should be okay.
I am listening.
Just hope. Actually, I should have checked that he can reach here first, but yeah, I think so. Barely.
Fight.
Oh my god, he's right on the edge. We got really lucky with that, because I gotta be honest, it kind of doesn't feel like he should be in there. But yeah, pretty happy to see that. Okay, so ideally, this battle, unfortunately, it says valiant defeat. I thought we could just maybe auto-resolve it and clear them out, but I guess not. We're going to have to jump in there and fight again. They have some Blessed Pterodon Riders. We did just assign the Scarecrow banner to Penny Wake, which is going to scare, or at least lower the leadership of flying units around her. We'll put her next to these if we end up trying to play optimally in some sort of way. But yeah, it's crazy that it says that this is a valiant defeat if we were to auto-resolve it. Imagine that. But yeah, alright, we'll fight this one out. I may end up kind of having to fast forward time a bit, because I imagine I'm just going to blast them with a lot of these cannons that we have. Jesus Christ, I'm stuttering a lot today. Alright, let's go. Alright, we have loaded in. Like I said, I'm going to try and make this one be a little bit quicker, because I really want to get to the Battle of Itza. I'm hoping to have that in this episode. So we'll just lay these guys out, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Now, we fought on this map just recently. It's a beautiful looking map, it's a GCCM map. It looks really, really nice, but of course, slight unfortunate problem with trying to generate a land battle, or sorry, an open settlement battle in a game that doesn't technically support them, is that the AI just doesn't really react very well. And, you know, we had a few comments saying like, oh man, the AI derping out, it's a bit of a shame. You should kind of fast forward through those if you can. So I'll try to do that in this one, because they're probably just not going to, they're just going to sit back and take the hits. Just start deployment, pretty good for the Winds of Magic. So we want to call in Luthor, he's going to be coming in from behind us. We'll link up all of the artillery. Don't want people firing until I tell them to. And then, of course, we have the 2 towers here at the center, the fort tower there and the fort tower there. So we'll bring up all our artillery right to the edge, blast the towers down, and then we'll push in. We can see a little bit of movement going on, but I would be surprised if they go further than that. Alright, I'm just going to speed up time. Let's get the boys in. In fact, you know what? I'll just make the cut here that I'm just going to speed up time until we get everything in deployment, and then we'll let time play again. I just noticed something as well. They spawned in a feral manticore twice, it seems, and both of them just died. Because of course they're like the unbinding effect where, you know, they just die over time. It's such a damn shame that the AI just couldn't have held that back. That would have been such an awesome like turn of events if I was embroiled in melee combat and suddenly a feral manticore just appeared. And instead we just see like 2 dead manticores at the back of the settlement. It's quite funny instead, actually. Alright, I think are we almost ready? Not really, still waiting for the damn cannons to get up here, so we'll just fast forward time a little bit more. Alright, we basically got everything together now. I'll just have to reorganize these guys slightly. Make sure they're not in range. Yeah, they're okay. Put the carronades a little bit further back. The carronades will be deadly accurate against those towers, I hope. We've got Sir Chris de Leon and Luthor Harkon up here, because of course they can increase the damage of like armor piercing and reload accuracy and all those kind of things. We'll just get other people to move slightly further up now. And get these to start turning the corner. They can just walk. It's going to take a while anyway. Same goes on for the left. We got some longer range that can aim down the streets. We have the shorter range that can kind of curl around the sides. Same goes for the infantry. The infantry can just back up down the street, and then the rest of the infantry and the monstrous infantry can curl around the side to back them up. Cool. Just let them walk. Penny Wake should be over there as well. Yes, she is. Excellent. These guys will defend this area just in case some flying units do come towards us. Alright, we're in range. Let's just pull them back slightly, pull them forward slightly.
Yes.
Speed up time just a little bit, and then we'll start firing on those towers. Once the towers are down, then we'll push in with everything. I'm just being cautious because we need this army to then go on and take out Itza. So I don't really want them to take too many losses unnecessarily, you know. Alright, let's take the shot. So again, just to get a reminder of what that effect is doing, reload skill and accuracy. Accuracy plus 30, perfect. Alright, now fire on the other one. They're taking it out basically instantly. You might want to move to the right there, Chris, just in case. Not known for being the most accurate things. There we go, that's all it takes. Tiny little hits. And they're doing that weird shimmy. That's really weird. I've never really seen that before. Alright, and just for good measure, let's get our... So I'm going to organize it this way. So all the mortars basically here. Give them a buff. And we're going to tell them to fire on this big pile over here. And say, see you later. So people are wondering what that 3-shot is in the comments. And it's 3 barrels strapped together. That's basically what it is. It's been fired out of Queen Bess. This should do a hefty amount of damage. Alright, so I'm basically just going to soften them up for a while and then we'll move in with the units. The towers have been taken offline, so we can start slowly moving forward now. These guys are moving around on the right. Okay. Now I've just done an area of effect fire on them. Do another one here. This is what I was talking about, the AI being a bit not the best, obviously. It's a shame, really, because the map is so nice looking, and it's so great that you can add maps at all. But this would be a much more fun settlement to defend in, I reckon, than to be attacking because of the situation. Because look at it, it looks awesome. It looks like a proper Creative Assembly map. They've really laid it out in a really nice way. Because you'll come across some that maybe don't look as good. And it seems like what's going on here is they've laid out AI hints. And AI hints, when you're making maps, are basically these big areas that tell the AI to defend it. It's usually meant for hills or maybe choke points or something like that. Just kind of gives the AI a bit of an understanding of where they are. But unfortunately, it just seems like the priority is way too high. It's just really strange that it said it was, you know, valiant defeat or whatever, because it's clearly quite an easy battle. Alright, I'm just going to let time... I'll just kind of speed it up in the edit, probably, so I'll go quiet for a little bit and come back in when we get into some melee. Alright, we've actually got our first reaction here with the Cold One Spear Riders coming in for the charge. Bring the pole arms in right behind them, it shouldn't be a problem at all. I'll just keep telling them to fall back. Just get out of the way, basically. It looks like they're healing as well. I don't know what's doing that. Maybe if I could just check that really quickly. Damn, I hate the way this tooltip works. There we go. Cold-blooded, leadership, vigor. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's actually causing the... It looks like a heal, right? They're all healing. That's what it looks like. It might just be the 20 leadership, I guess. Alright, just going to continue from here. Basically, all that's left is really Gorok and some Blessed Pterodon with Fireleech Bolas just flying around in between the trees. I've maneuvered some guns to kind of get in position and start firing up towards them. We've done a little bit of melee against the remaining skink cohorts. There's really not much melee left to go. Kind of shot them all or just thrown the animated hooks in towards the end. Going to get the Mournguls and the rest of the animated hooks to kind of rush up and hopefully fight Gorok. Kind of want to avoid having... Luthor get into combat with him for too long. So obviously he could go on rampage and get himself killed. Seems like we're basically at the end here. Just have to shoot these guys. They actually have a... I don't know if it's just the way they're flying and the way they're in the trees and stuff, but we're shooting them for quite a while, not really doing anything against them yet. There we go. We'll go animated Hulk straight into Gorok. I don't imagine that's the best matchup, but let's just do it anyway. And I've got a gun line coming around the side here as well, actually. Yep, that's basically it. And then we just also have Flink Meppin, a wizard right there. Just tell everyone to gang up on him, I guess. The polearms can't do much else. Wow, Gorok is not feeling anything from these. Might just pull them back then for a second and shoot with this gun line. Those blessed pterodons look like they're out of here. Actually, take a shot at them. Can you do that? Oh, they're gone. They're gone. Okay, cool. Yeah, just gonna try and move with the bigger units because we just need to shoot Gorok and then that'll probably be it, you know? Just he's kind of embedded himself in these units right now. If we can run past their own gun line, we might be able to lure him in. There he is. I'm running Luthor up. See if we can take the shot. Let's get Chris to come up. Oh, he's broken. There we go. Oh, there you go. Easy enough once you kill absolutely everyone else. Alright, that was obviously a pretty bad battle in terms of the AI and stuff, but that's why it's just sped almost all of it up. Alright, GG's anyways.
Another victory.
Alrighty, there we go. Wow, 3,500 again. Alright, Pennywake, now level 13. So Gorok defeated once again by Pennywake and all the garrison, of course, and the town's going to be razed. We only lost about 200.
Bring me fire.
Stolen from the enemy, a potion of speed. I thought we already got one, didn't we? Not that long ago. Follower gained on living ship's cook. Actually, these garlic crabs aren't half bad. Pass the salt, Bernard. Casualty replenishment rate 5% for her army. Enemy killed in battle, Hikwana. Sounds like iguana, but it's not.
Blood and plunder.
And Flink Meppin that we saw at the end there.
Admiral of the
Alright, so
fleet.
part of my plan is to run Penny back for a turn. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit disorientated. There we go. Run back to a turn, just get into here, maybe force march. That can finish the replenishment, but I also wanted to get mortars, so it might be 1 or 2 turns. And then with Luthor, what we're going to do is raid, and raid the side of Itza, because that's going to give us a huge amount of money, I think. So we're pretty close, pretty soon now. We'll push on to Itza. So all they've got left is Sabatun and Itza itself. No one has to upgrade, no one else can move. There's nothing else to do there. Ah, we've gotten our mangrove of monsters. Amongst the coastal swamps, dark shapes shimmer and twist, waiting for the command to strike. Which means we can now get our very own Mourngul Haunter. So what do we have? We have Lee Boot Snatcher. Speed 25%, attribute Strider. Marty the Creeper, he's intelligent, adding research rate. Self-defense in hero actions. And then Dick Sea Urchin. Disciplined. I think we'll have to go with Marty the Creeper, just because we're going to be moving him around the campaign, so if he's got a hero self-defense chance and then a research rate buff, then why not, right? Ah, perfect. We have some lore. So I might cut to some footage of Marty the Creeper in the jungles as he's crossing through the various places. Mourngul Haunters are feared and whispered of above all other dangers that haunt the bleak and empty places of the old world. They are a thing neither dead nor alive, possess an insatiable hunger, and are malice personified. From the cold wastes of Norska to the lofty heights of the Grey Mountains, dreadful tales are told around huddled fires of those lost in the white killing cold of the mountain winter, driven mad by famine and pain, insane enough to devour their own companions and former friends for meat and the warmth of their fast-flowing blood. But for these damned souls there is no relent and no salvation, and even the horrors in which these monsters indulge cannot save them. When death overtakes some of them, such is their desperation and malice that it lingers on after death, and the most destructive and insidious winds of magic are drawn to coil around their spirits to taint and saturate them. Then their cadavers are warped and twisted into inhuman proportions, and they become something neither ghost nor revenant, a terrifying mockery of life, a monstrous razor-thin shadow of cold dead flesh and frostbite cracked bone, with a gaping maw of needle teeth and a cavernous stomach that hangs open like a dreadful wound. Mourngul Haunters are condemned to an eternity of empty hunger and terrible isolation, doomed to haunt the high chill barrens, preying on whatever and whomever they happen across, be they travelers, hunters, or outcasts, where they enter the legends of man, orc, and beastmen alike, and in every race are a horror to be fled from and avoided. It is only in the harshest of winters, when the snows crash down the mountains and crushing cold grips the lowlands, that the Mournguls can descend to feast upon the towns and villages. An all but unstoppable terror, but no matter how many they rend and devour, they can never know relief from the madness of the hunger within them, and only fire is any defense against their kind. Such is the Mournguls' dark repute that both the noble knights and civilized lands and mighty champions of chaos alike seek them out to slay for glory. But few succeed, and many necromancers who have sought to enslave them have endured their half-lives at the Mournguls' grasping claws. Only when the winds of magic surge and arcane storms scream across the world can powerful binding scrolls be fashioned to contain and control these nightmarish creatures. And even then, total control of them is never assured. Alrighty, that was pretty cool. Now, that's written actually in part, I think, from the modders. I don't know if they've sourced material from Games Workshop or whatever, but I gotta say it was written very well. Especially some of the middle paragraphs there, the descriptive writing on the Mournguls and their insatiable hunger that can never be satisfied. Quite awesome to read. And I guess we've tamed it with powerful magic, because I was gonna say, like, how are we gonna send it across deserts if it's really not capable of living, if you want to call it that, out in the non-chilled areas of the world? But I guess our magic can help us do that. Whenever you don't know something, magic. But it is kind of explained there. It's the untamed Mournguls, I think, that are the ones that have to come down in the chilled winters. Anyways, so we have Marty the Creeper. It's not really the most terrifying of names, I must admit. If you have some suggestions of names, let me know in the comments and I'll see if I can change this. And we're going to send them basically straight across the ocean to where Arkin the Black and the followers in Nagash used to lay. And then move up towards the coast of Araby, start digging. As we can see, he can dig for treasure. Dig with his massive claws, I guess. Alright, anyways, that was really cool. That lore mod is really, really great. It's such a shame they don't have that in the game by default, but you can, I guess, right-click and it kind of takes you almost out of the game to read things. But it's cool to have it right there in the game. Anything else that's happened that we need to take note of? Not really. We have another research available. We've got 8 grand in the bank. How much Infamy? 1,821, gaining every turn as well. It would be nice to just keep getting more. Although I've noticed that, I actually never talked about it, but if we get the Admiral's Astrolabes, then we can actually recruit other Admirals that can actually have shipbuilding as well. So you can actually have 4 armies all with their own ships, just like Luthor. Because Penny Wake, unfortunately, she's not a legendary Admiral. As much as it would be cool if we could make her one, actually, but she doesn't have her own personal ship that she dredges around with her. Yeah, let's get the ship's carpenter, actually, speaking of ships. Construction cost is reduced for ship buildings. So that'll mostly be just for Luthor, I guess. But then construction time -1 for province and capital settlement buildings. Because we're probably going to get this up to the next level in 1 or 2 turns. Yeah, so perfect. Shave a turn off that one. Alright, let's end the turn.
This isn't the gods' victory. It's mine.
Alright, we gained a new follower, the ship's carpenter. Construction cost reduced for shipbuilding, so we have to pop that in with Luthor, I believe. So let's just do that really quickly before I forget.
Yes?
There we go. Construction cost -25%. Maybe it would have been better to get that before I did all that shipbuilding, but it's okay. So, don't see anything coming back from the Lisbon. No armies have traveled into our periphery. So let's just move right to here and do a little bit of raiding, see how much money we'll get. So they are building an army right now, as expected. That's fine. Oh, yes. 2,000 gold from raiding. I'd love to see it. So we're going to run Pennywake back.
On the double.
There we go. They're going to be full strength. We're going to raise a new lord, finally. Recruit a lord. So, Vampire Fleet Admiral, female or male. And then we've got our different lores. So she is, just to double check, vampires, I think. Yes, vampires lore. So we'll get someone that's different. So we have our Lord the Deep. Luthor has access to some of those spells, and then we've Lore of Death. I think we'll go with Death. So for Death, we have an Instigator and a Fire Starter. So an Instigator is going to gain loyalty from fighting in... Sorry, from recruiting and fighting with other pirate lords. Oh, so like being a second army. Okay. And then Firestarter. Gain loyalty from raising settlements and winning battles. Damn. So let's go female side of things and see what we have. From ambush and lightning strike battles. Ambush could be pretty cool, actually. Mastermind loyalty decline rate is lowered. That's good. Or smuggler. This is the one we want, because this is what we want to do. We want to go somewhere and set up pirate coves. So that's essentially what we want. She's going to be a smuggler. Now, I think Pennywake is a smuggler. It would be nice to get something different. And her name's Penny as well, actually. We'll just get her anyway. Alright, so let's get recruiting. We now have the access to sirens. We'll have to read about these when we actually recruit them. You can see the unit capacity limits at work here. We've got 1 out of 4 Mournguls globally. And in the army, we have 5 points to spend on rare things. Now, actually, we've only got 1 rare unit right now, which are Mournguls. But if we had a few more of those really high-tier units, that would eat up our kind of caps. But it's kind of interesting to see. So, for instance, we could get 2 Rotting Prometheans. And we'd still have plenty of room then for loads more of these special kind of, like things like animated hulks and stuff, because they're not limited. So it's a pretty intricate system. It's like a dual cap system. But yeah, anyway, so this army is going to go around the world and hopefully set up some pirate coves. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a couple mortars. We're going to go with, let's see, I guess just pretty much has to be a balanced army for whatever we encounter. So let's change it up a bit. It would be nice to do it with a Legendary Admiral, actually. Maybe we would stay here with Pennywake and Luthor could go around the world, because that would make a lot more sense. And instead, maybe Penny Greer could go up and set up coves along the coast here. That might make a bit more sense. Alright, anyway, let's just get a recruiting. Get the ball rolling while we're making all this bank right now. The Blessed Dread just trespassing through our territory. They've actually just opened up a new war, though, so that's good for me. They're not going to be bothering me anytime soon against Clan Gritus. Now, Clan Gritus, no idea where they are. Never heard of them. Would assume they're close by, though. The other thing I'm thinking of doing is just waging war in the Blessed Dread once we're done with Itza, so we can get the coastline for ourselves, obviously. Marty the Creeper, he's ready to move. The hell is this? Oh, there's a treasure here. Mysterious Island. Unfortunately, he can't get those. We'll just keep going until we get to about there. Should be about 3 or 4 turns. Oh yeah, we can see what he actually does. So, Scavenge, that's when he's embedded in an army. He spreads corruption, discovers undercities, and he can target to damage buildings, assassinate people, and hinder their replenishment. Cool. I wonder, does he actually give a buff to other Mournguls? I might have to look into that. Alright, she's healing, he's raiding, having a jolly old time. Great. That's end the turn. Gonna go back to regular technology just for a little bit before I decide if I want to get any of these. Oh, our first offer of trade. It's taking that long. And it'd be nice to accept, but I plan on, like I say, attacking them eventually. So I'm going to have to say no, unfortunately. Would have been nice to get some money finally from trade. Still have never seen him out in the field. Alright, trait gained. Taskmaster. Don't let them rest. Spent multiple times in March stance. Movement range is increased by 5% and line of sight increased by 10. Sword of Canes changed hands. So my plan here is to bring this person up this way. And what we want to do is transfer over some of the units here, keep some of their experience, and then just make room for more mortars, because I want to shower this settlement in just cannon fire, essentially.
Dropping. Swiftly now, Sea Dog. Don't linger.
Made a slight adjustment as well, actually. But she's okay now. So we're just going to move to... She's still in force march. Let's just change that.
The crew are restless.
So 15 units. Move to about there. And then we can just basically queue up a kind of a ridiculous amount of mortars. And you know what? Let's get our first unit of rotting Prometheans, and then we can read about them and check them out when they come into the battle. Could get 2. And we could get the replacement Mournguls and give them back to Luthor from the ones we lost before. Alright. Penny Greer can't move now because of the way we transferred the units, but that's fine. We'll send her back soon. We can finally upgrade the Star Tower. I've been waiting a while for that. Occupied Elven Colony. Oh yeah, did we read this before? Again, I'm losing my mind, but it's an Elven Colony, which means that we get unique things from it. An increase to port settlement income. All ports. So all port income is going to go up by 2%. Currently we're on... Oh, it's actually not going to change. We already have that. Oh, that's a shame. Well, the income from the ports here doesn't change. It's just it actually just generates more income. Eventually, though, the next tier will give us 3%, so that's kind of nice. 1% increase. Obviously, there are a lot of these, so you could end up having quite a few. What kind of raised dead units do we have? And we still have the Ogre Mercenary Cavalry that we could look to get as well. Kind of tempting to give it to Penny Greer, actually. For 800 upkeep to have those two. Mournfang Cavalry. Maybe let's just get the one, and we can use the other one at some other time. Ogre Mercenaries, Mournfang Cavalry. Oh, I've got quite a bit to read here. Oh my god. Yeah, let's do it though, because it's the only opportunity we have. High up on the slopes of the mountains of Mourn lives a cave-dwelling beast that has always attracted the attention of the ogres of Mourn. Oh, actually, I've just cut here because I want to stop myself from reading this. I'll read this in future when we actually deploy them in battle. I just think that's a bit better. It spaces things out a little bit more as well. Because there is quite a lot of text here, and it's kind of irrelevant because we're not actually going to see them for a long time. So I've made a save, a separate save, and I can come back here and read this then when I need to. Alright, I think that's basically it. So basically now, Pennywake is going to make her move all the way back up to Luthor, and then the turn after that, we're both going to jump onto Itza and attack it. So it might be 2 turns from now. Share pirate tales. Envoys from the other pirate lords approach with an offer: golden rum in celebration of your exploits every 30 turns. So we can actually spend a lot more infamy than we ever could before. We can't spend the absolute mother load yet, but if we did this one, we'd lose 1500 infamy, gain 7,500, get a hungover crew, income from raiding 75%, and recruitment costs reduced for all units. I'll take it because we're actually recruiting right now. Perfect. This couldn't have come at a more perfect time. So we've also uncovered Ashuk the Bloody's army, who we're hopefully going to engage soon enough. We can check them out, maybe? Can't engage them at sea or do anything with them there. We'll just keep moving Marty right past them. No change of what we saw, I guess. Okay. I don't know if that's how that works. Now, something I just noticed when I hit end turn, I saw an event that happened before that I didn't read, and that is that Itza have allied with the dwarves, the spine of Sotek dwarves. So these guys are not going to be happy with me now because military actions against Itza negative 383. They've just taken on the entire brunt of my hate towards Itza and their hate towards me. That's so annoying. Well, hopefully when we destroy them, they'll forget about this. I don't know how if that can work really. Look at the amount of money we're getting from that rating now. That increase to rating 75%. Just double check it. Go back to normal and go back to rating. Yeah, just making sure it was refreshed and correct. Anyway, Pennywake is ready to move up now, so we'll just force march her to catch up with Luthor. And I think by next turn, she'll be able to force march and reach Itza as well with all these extra cannons. Meanwhile, Penny Greer, our other lord, can just walk back and start recruiting. 75% reduction, was it, to cost of recruiting? Sorry, 30%. 75 would be a bit mad. Yeah, again, we'll just go with regular guns. Don't need any more mortars. We'll get a couple of dogs. Don't really want any of that. Something like that. Doesn't it? It's a kind of a B tier army. She's actually already on low loyalty, which sucks. Which means we have to get her moving soon to set up some of these pirate coves. So really we want to get her up to Zlatlan and start taking like the Temple of Tlen Khan if we can. Set up a pirate cove right there. Although we could also occupy it. I have to think about that. I think that's basically it. We are swimming in gold right now, which is awesome. But obviously we are raiding, which is heavily supplementing and subsidizing, I guess, the cost of things. Yeah, not much else to do. We're still waiting on Marty to get across. Alright, let's just end the turn. Settlement upgrade available.
My madness is not
yeah, I guess why not?
weakness.
Reduces the upkeep further, so we'll increase Luthor's station to a sea cabin. A captain's cabin. Adjacent to the bridge, the sea cabin contains basic amenities, so the captain is never too far from the action. Cool. And I suppose we could go with this as well. We might as well spend that money. Oh, if he's building, he loses the rating, though. Nah, forget it then. We'll do it later.
War for me.
Alright, Luthor has gained the trait Raider. Our lands provide for all. This land provides for me. Income from raiding 10%. Public order is reduced even further for the enemy. So, what do they have in there? So, no Gorok. They've got Grendel back. He was there before at Axolotl before we attacked it. Temple Guards, Skink Skirmishers, Horned Ones, and a Blessed Carnosaur.
Speak
I
up,
think we're ready to go.
as you were.
Yep, we are ready to go.
The fleet.
Just before we do, I'm just going to tease a little bit further. Strategic location, it makes gold. Okay, cool. Just checking that.
King of the Vampire Coast.
We'll just continue the siege there.
Despoil and maim.
And then, of course, we've got Pennywake. Does she even need to force march? Probably not.
It shall be done.
That's in range, right? That would be in range.
Get moving.
She's also got...
Loyalty as precious
Just
as
spread that
gold.
vampire corruption even further. There we have it. Still says valiant defeat. So what are we up against? A hell of a lot of Temple Guards. Cold One Riders, some Croxigors, Pterodon Riders, and a Feral Stegodon. And a Feral Bastillodon. Holy crap. Thick garrison for sure. So just bear with me. We'll jump into that in just 1 second. Wow, we have 16,000 in the bank. That's crazy. Where did we get all that money from? That's more than... We've encountered the spine of Sotek Dwarves, so we're going to have a look at them, how they hate me now. That seems like we got more money than what I anticipated. I'll have to look through that and see what happened there. Alright, I just want Marty to get over here. And there we go. We've also now encountered Khemri. Alright. Oh, maybe Khemri took out the followers in Nagash. Kind of makes sense, actually. Alright, without further delay, let's jump into this battle.
Make.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here. The boss battle of Itza. It's taken us a long-ass time to get to here.
Luthor
But once this settlement has been razed to the ground, our path is clear for global conquest. Now, the plan basically is to... We're going to have Pennywake coming in from behind. Basically put out some, I don't know, like animated hulks or something to soak up some damage from the towers at first while we fire on them with the mortars and the carronades that we have. And then as soon as the other ones get in, we have to target the other towers as well, because it's going to be a lot firing on us all at once. And I'm hoping that these guys can take the brunt of the hits. If anyone takes too much damage as well, then we can hopefully move them and just move them off the map. So I want to keep everyone to the left, because the first towers that fall are the ones where we're going to be safest, I guess. Got our Queen Bess in there as well. Not going to gamble, we're fine. Yeah, so let's just organize this a bit better. So we've got our carronades. We can just fire up like that. The two mortars, which can help. They're wildly inaccurate and not very good against siege equipment like that. Or towers, I guess, buildings. And then the Queen Bess can fire as well. So I'm hoping we at least smash one tower, smash the next, and smash the next relatively quickly. Because we're just going to be taking losses all the time. Pennywake can then come in and hopefully heal anyone that's a little bit weak. Alright, let's begin. Actually, just before we do, turn off fire at will. Alright, 3, 2, 1, let's go. These are powerful towers as well. They're going to be hitting us. There we go. Oh my god, so close. They can fire on the other one over. Taking a battering. One tower is offline. It's going to reduce the amount we're getting hurt quite considerably. Firing on the next one now. 56% damage. $73. Queen Bess, come on, finish it off. Oh, still 74. Fuck. Right, they really have taken the brunt of the damage. They've done great, though, I have to say. Haven't lost too much, and they're still taking the hits. Next tower is offline. Let's get down to that third tower. Next mortars can already start lining up or moving forward to fight the next one. The rotting Prometheans are in here, actually. I don't want to stop and read about them, actually. I'm going to read afterwards, I guess. Or maybe in the next episode. For a siege battle, it's too intense. Oh, so close. There we go. Yes, nice. All right, just one to go. One tower that's online to go, anyway. So I'm going to pull these animated hooks back and out. I think we can make one of them survive, but this one has to get off the map, basically, so it's going to die. They're probably just going to die, to be honest. I think I took a little too long with them getting them out of here. It looks like they're trying to get just right over there. It's so close. And then the other one we're healing at the moment, so that's good. They did a great job. There we go, they're off the map. We don't have to look at that. Don't worry about that. Alright, the other tower is down as well. Alright, we actually have some breathing room now. So we've taken out the towers. We'll just have to take out the walls next. Oh, that was actually pretty intense. Okay, so we have a huge amount of mortars ready to go now. We'll just line them all up. In fact, we'll just line them up like this and then do that. So they collapse in. We've got our melee units just to step forward a little bit. Gunners to step forward as well. Once we open up gaps in the walls, the gunners can finally shoot through them. Let's get our monstrous units to the sides. There we go. How are those animated hulks, by the way? Oh, they're okay. Half strength. Could maybe use them. Maybe. Let's have a look at those, what are they? The rotting Prometheans. Just have a look at them now. Basically just big old disgusting lobsters, essentially. They look cool, though. Now let's have a look, just a quick look at what they're capable of. Armor-piercing, melee, defender, and aquatic. Anything unique going on with them? Just high weapon strength, armor-piercing damage, of course. They're heavily armored themselves. Good leadership. Alright, nice. Oh my god. Alright, that was actually pretty intense, at least for me. Still have the carronades that can do good damage against the walls and stuff. We have Chris that can come up and buff their reload skill. I probably should have been doing that beforehand. And the armor-piercing damage with Luthor. Oh, they've got another tower online, actually. Gonna have to fire on that other one. Alright, we're firing against it. Let's go. Try to make this a bit more cinematic. Man, the Queen Bess missile fire is so cool. Wow, it's still standing. Got another barrage coming in. Arguably a bit too much. Oh, no, yeah, I was going to say. Alright, cool. Now we light up the walls. This is going to be good. In fact, I don't normally pause it during battles, but I'm going to pause it just a little bit. I want to spread the fire out. This should look really cool. I'll just aim somewhere in the middle there, I guess, and aim like that. Alright, we ready? Let's go. Now, I'm not just sitting back just to hit them. We are trying to create a breach, of course, as well. I want to create a few. But let's continue moving our units and getting ready. This feels pretty damn good to have such firepower now, I must say. And we're going to have to use all of these pole arms, I guess, against their, you know, all the monstrous units that they have. Not too worried about getting hit by other fort towers at this point. And we can use Chris to give them more firepower as well. Let's just switch the music back to more kind of tense leading up music. Yeah, mortars are super weak against doing this. We should just let the Carronade do the work and Queen Bess, I guess. How many kills has she got right now? Only 29. Chris can give more ammo 4 times to it. What about the Carronade? So we've got 14% damage there, 8 there, 86 here. This wall will fall down in a second. Proxigors are lining up there. Do we have our gunners in range yet, actually? Almost. Man, I'm loving the look of the settlement, the weather and everything right now. It's perfect. Saw a few little skinks fall down there. Oh, actually, Saurus Warriors. Alright, let's go with these guys. And let's aim at that part of the wall as well. We want to create as many openings as we can just to really get in and like have this full entrance here to ourselves. Let's give them the boost. Man, you think they just fall back at this point. Our guns are shooting up on the walls. Don't really want them doing that. They kind of waste their ammo a lot doing that. Just tell them not to fire at will. And the great thing with Luthor is he can boost all these to have armor-piercing missiles, right, as well? Yeah, 60% armor-piercing missile damage. So that'll be nice at shooting stuff like Proxigors and things just to break them down. Alright, 4 openings should be more than enough. It's a shame the middle piece doesn't fall down. It does in previous Total War games. Or is there a reason that they've done that? What's the K's to D's right now? They've lost 130 men. We lost 300, apparently. Let's have some mortars to fire on them, some mortars to fire on them, some mortars to fire there. Queen Bess just generally to fire in the center. Carronades don't really need to do much anymore. Maybe they could break open the gate, maybe. Let's move some of the armor-piercing forward. We can start to move Luthor forward now, I think. We'll keep Chris back so he can keep buffing the, and feeding the thing ammo. Queen Best. Let's get these up as well. And then let's get our animated Hulks in the fray. Alright, let's open fire. See if we can get any shots before we move in. Take some shots on the Croxagores, I guess. They're kind of hitting them through the gaps, but also kind of not. We obviously do not want to run in there. Not yet. Although we have cleared almost as much infantry as I think we can hope to. Mortars are all firing, the carronades are moving. Good.
Luthor Harkon!
Wow, they are dropping like flies now. God damn. More powder. Excellent. This doesn't get old for me. I don't know about you. I know it's taking a while for us to get in there, but we can't run in there right now. They'll tear us apart. The Lizardmen in particular, very good melee infantry, and us in particular, very weak. So for these settlement battles, we have to like do the damage we can before getting in there. We'll just get annihilated. Because think of how much what they still have. Feral Stegodon, Feral Bastillodon, a Carnosaur, a Blessed Carnosaur no less. Another Feral Stegodon there. So we need to get in there and make sure our guys have like line of sight to kind of shoot those things. But that means creating a front line of pole arms here and then having a back line almost of gunners. Because they can't get up on the walls anymore, obviously. We could get up on the walls maybe here and aim down. If we felt like we could secure them. I'm going to try and open that gate as well. Grendel, the Croxagore Ancient, is in there. He's just like, what do I do? What do I do? I tell you what you do. You sally forth. Like a real man. Like a real lizard man. He's just getting shot as well from the distance. What are they down to now? 580. Oh, we still got a little bit of ammo in our mortars. Good thing getting those extra mortars. Very happy we did that. Would have been better to have more carronades because they can make the walls fall down very quickly. So you say you're blocked, are you? Oh yeah, okay. Obstructed. How much time do we have? So this is a cooldown of 2 minutes. Basically when the cooldown's done, we'll push in. And then it's us against the beasts. As much of our polearm units as we can to throw them into the fray. I wish for a game in where we could really destroy this entire settlement. I would love to see these towers, these spires, just like keel over the way that one's falling over. You just see them falling over the distance. You see these things losing their power and they just slowly fall out of the sky. How cool would that be? Alright, the place is looking pretty empty. I reckon we move in now.
Yes, sir.
I'll take a shot myself as well, just for fun. Ugh. Oh no, too low. Take one more shot. Aim about here. That has to hit. Oh. Oh, we got the hit. Just a little bit low again. One more. Oh, damn. A little too high. Alright, let's bring Luthor up as well. Just make sure he's up there with them. Alright, let's go. Those Temple Guard are going to be vicious as well. They're anti-large, and they had so many of them. Alright, that's the last bit of ammo we've given Bess. Not to fire on these Temple Guard. Alright, our pole arms are in against the Croxagors. Snag it on up there. I'm just going to hold that area there just in case. These guys in as well. Some gunner units are coming in now on the sides because it looks like we have that area here, that little boxed area. Actually. Horned one cavalry has come in and hit us. Let's get Luthor to move forward. He has his armor piercing ability. 60% armor piercing melee damage. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Gunnery mob is forming a line. They should be able to shoot into some of the bigger units. Second line is moving. Now Luthor could rampage, so I'm really worried about that. Just don't want him to get into the combat himself. Gonna bring Penny in as well. She's been sitting back. And we'll bring Chris down. Oh my god, that per unit is just getting absolutely demolished. Fire on that Carnosaur now. Nice, good. Not good enough, but good. Oh my god, the Carnosaur's in on top of the battle. Oh, it actually broke. Wow. I can't believe it broke. Take the shot. Right up the butt. Okay, got rid of that one. Where's Luthor? Oh, he's in there. Pennywake is on the way as well. We can do some heals. Some mass healing, actually. More pole arms flitting into the zone. Love to see it. Gunners have a really good angle here, actually. Just able to chop away at them on the sides. Still have that Stegodon down there, and they still have the Bastillodon and another Stegodon back there. Oh, we're just a little bit out of ammo. I'm going to send the Rotting Prometheans forward, and we're going to break that door open. This zombie unit's going to crumble if we can't get them out. And I think they're just going to crumble no matter what, really. Told them to retreat. They might be able to do it. Nah, they're done. They're gone. I just feel bad about losing units with such good experience, you know? Don't move. Stay back. Alright, looks like we've broken everything in here.
Blood.
Effectively. We do still have all those temple guard though.
So it is. This way. Good.
Armor piercing melee damage is increased for everyone. Let's go.
We hear you.
Now, I wonder, can we get some of these guys up on those walls? Because that'd be awesome if we could. I'll just tell them to go up there. They might be able to get up there and start firing down. Got some Cold One Riders coming in as well. Trying to angle and get turned and get ready to fire on them. I was not quick enough.
No more delays! With haste!
I need to break a couple pole arms out to help that, I think.
Lead, Admiral!
They are lambs.
These ones are getting up on the walls just about. Yep, nice, good.
Luthor Harkon.
Alright, do we bring in our big boys now? Help out against this temple. I see the temple guard are anti-large. That's why I thought, like, well, there's no point doing that. I don't know when to use them, really, because of this situation. The gatehouse is open. We could attack... Oh, the Bastillodons and stuff are on the move. It just seems like polearms are the right thing to use. Not against these guys, but I don't know what to use against Temple Guard. If they're anti-large and we don't have any good melee, like, I don't know what we use, basically. Let's get Chris out of there. Actually, he could use some of his abilities. Cackle Fruit and stuff would be good. Luthor doesn't have any spells.
So be it.
We can shoot down on them from up here. That's kind of the plan. If we could just get these guys organized.
Gunnery mob.
Gotta give them that move order a few times just to make sure they break off and come up here. How many is there? 127? That's alright. And then, yeah, maybe another unit could maybe just get somewhere up there. To be honest, at this rate, you might as well just like line up down here and fire into their backs. Oh no, Chris! Oh my god, Chris de Leon is dead. Oh no. Oh no, I tried to pull him back a minute ago and I tried to give him that heal spell. It was too late. All for nothing. Fuck. Damn it. I'm so sorry, Chris. I can't bring you back either. That's it. Sir Chris de Leon was lost during the Battle of Itza. Really for no reason. Why he was down in the middle of the combat in the first place, I have no idea. Don't know why I had him in there. And I tried to pull him back, didn't I, to get the Cackle Fruit thing off, but I must have mismanaged him. So sorry.
I'll allow it.
I feel so bad about that, man. So irreversible.
With pleasure.
If it was like a down-to-the-wire battle, then I wouldn't feel so bad, you know?
Take my sword!
He's down anyway. He's down. Don't fire your missile.
Oh, they're going!
Luthor Harkon. Gunnery mob. The Pirate King.
I can't believe that binding unit's still going as well. Well, that's weird.
Gunnery mob.
I didn't expect it to back off when we sent those in. Oh, it's actually running away. I think this is about it. Yeah, they're about to all break. Well, that's it. Good. That's GG. I mean, Sir Chris de Leon, 60 turns. Fought bravely, I guess. Did great in so many different ways. And it is such a damn waste. But we could always raise another one. Call him Sir Chris de Leon again. Who's to say it's not the same guy? Just wouldn't have any of his skills.
On my word.
Alright, that's going to be it. That's the Battle of Itza. Done. Smashed the right side, got in, made some ground, and shot everything to pieces. GG.
those fools.
Alrighty, there we have it. I actually missed how much money we just got. Was it something like 8,000? Something ridiculous. I actually just looked away for a second. We're in. There we have it. The most important casualty, obviously, Sir Chris de Leon, with a pitiful 250 damage, and he killed 14. Obviously, he was feeding the Queen Bess constantly with ammo. 72,000 damage. That's what you got to consider he provided, really. And the buffs to all the other mortars and things like that. Damn, what a shame. What was he? He's like level 15 or something as well. Damn. But there you go. So we deployed 3,500. We lost 1,200, even 1,200. And in terms of units, we lost 2 polearm units. We made it out of there with the animated Hulk, so that's good. So yeah, all we lost was 2 polearm units and Sir Chris de Leon, our gunnery white. Damn. Can't get over how frustrating that is. Oh. But anyway, that is going to be Itza. Now we could sack it for an immense 25,000 and come back and just maybe auto-resolve the rest of it. 25,000 is a lot of money. I feel like I gotta do that, right? Yeah, let's just do it.
Leave nothing behind.
Alright, sacked. We'll come back and attack it again, I guess, next turn.
Admiral of the Fleet.
Although the auto-resolve will do a lot of damage to us, I reckon. Anyway, stolen from the enemy, a Pigeon Plucker Pendant. The wearer of this bizarre pendant is supernaturally protected against attacks from flying creatures.
Another victory.
Negative 20 melee attack for flying units. Alright. Could give that to Penny Wake, seeing as she's protected already against flying units somewhat. Looter sacked multiple settlements. Find the baubles of the dead and dying. Take them for your own. Income from sacking 4%. There he is. Oh, look at that. That's such cool artwork. The casket floating down to the bottom.
Seas are mine.
Surely a cruel jest by the gods. Sir Chris de Leon has been killed in battle at Itza in the southern Great Jungle. Alright, now they're not actually down and out. They've got 1 town left, which we'll have to take out in the next episode. And that's going to be it for this one. So, really sorry that we let Sir Chris de Leon die. It's a bit of a setback for Gunnery White, but we'll have to raise another one. Find a replacement. And that's going to be it. The great sacking of Itza has taken place. Next turn, we'll hopefully go on to raise it to the ground, take Subatoon out, and that should be them done and dusted. The Blessed Dread are after taking Oxeal, as we saw. Once that happens, that means the spine of Sotek dwarfs won't have an ally anymore. Hopefully they won't be feeling the need to come out here and take territories that really don't suit their climate. I'm perfectly fine with leaving them where they are. It looks like the Hunts Marshal is actually making good ground against Zlatlan up here. Nice to see. We'll probably go up and start working away at them with the other army that we're producing, but then also, why not? Just go to war with the Hunts Marshal's expedition, see some different races and cultures in the game that we can fight against. Alright, that's going to be it. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.